If you're a kid from the 80s, then chances are you've seen the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, this series lasted for 30 years and it still goes on. Basically, everybody knows the story by this point. In the sewers of Manhattan lives 4 mutated Ninja Turtles who are also teenagers: Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. And they have a wise and caring father figure, Master Splinter, and allies with April O'Neil and Casey Jones. They battle the streets of New York against mutants like Bebop and Rocksteady, alien invaders like the Krang, and their arch enemy, the Foot Clan, led by Shredder. Now you might be thinking I might review one of the Turtles or any of the mutants in the show. No. The character I'm reviewing is an ally of the Turtles, but he's from a different country, a different time period, and even a different dimension. He's a ronin rabbit, a Yojimbo who fights for justice. Who is that furry? He's Miyamoto Usagi. Let me be very clear, unless you have seen the 1987 cartoon, the 2003 cartoon, or the 2012 cartoon, then you're pretty familiar with who he is. If not, let me explain. Miyamoto Usagi is the main character of his comic series, the Usagi Yojimbo, by comic writer and artist Stan Sakai, about a ronin rabbit named Miyamoto Usagi who lives in a world of anthropomorphic animals in a feudal period of Japan. The inspiration of the characters was actually from the actual samurai, Miyamoto Musashi, and the comic influenced by Japanese cinema. It included reference from Akira Kurosawa, who did the film Yojimbo, and other Japanese cinema, like Lone Wolf and Cub to Godzilla. The books are primarily episodic, with underlining larger plots which create a long extended storylines, though there are some novel-length narratives. The stories include many references to Japanese history and Japanese folklore, and sometimes include mythical creatures like yokai. Due to open world and free nature of the series, it won several awards. It can be happy, sad, violent, funny, as Usagi is our Alice and we are walking with him in this wonderland, and it's downright an emotional roller coaster. Usagi's origin is that he was a samurai under Lord Mifune, but after a brutal battle, his master died. Usagi felt that he had atoned for his disgrace of losing the battle, that it was that close for him to commit seppuku. So he became a ronin, wandering around Japan to fight for justice. The one thing that Stan Sakai said when he wrote Usagi Yojimbo is that this ain't no fluffy story, it's gonna contain hard imagery. Similar to that of how Black Sabbath deals with racial prejudice of the 1950s, Usagi Yojimbo focuses on the cultural rituals, the environment, and the laws of the era, and how they can be beautiful and peaceful to look, while there are some gruesome and heartbreaking moments. And there are many words to describe Usagi. Honorable.
Welcome to my world, Leonardo-san. Your presence is as fortuitous as it is mysterious.
Generous.
Excuse the boy, Kappa warriors. Please. Share our campfire.
Usagi,
Wise.
we had to attack.
No. It would have been easier if we made a simple offering, which we need to do now. I am leaving this.
What's up, Doc?
And a bit of comedian.
Ah, Genosuke. I am surprised to see you here.
Why is that?
I did not think you went in for contests of honor.
Honor? No, I'm not in it for honor. I'm in it for the money.
But he's everything a samurai is, but his journey led him to some extreme challenges and made allies and enemies, and one of his allies includes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of his many allies is Tomoe Ame, a samurai of the Geishu clan that served Lord Niriyuki's personal bodyguard and close advisor. Kitsune, a street performer by day and Master Thief by night, and Gen, an anthropomorphic rhinoceros who makes a living as a bounty hunter, and Chizu, a former member of the Neko Ninja clan. And of course, you do need some badass enemies. Well, that's kinda hard due to the fact the comic series is episodic and Usagi defeats or kills them off. Sure, we get some reappearance like Lord Heavy, but none of them as malicious and sinister as Jay.
You destroyed an entire family! You demon!
They were infected with evil.
The gods reveal their nature to me.
Of course, if you've seen the 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, you know Jay is the main antagonist of the crossover. His main purpose is to rid the world of evil with genocide. We don't know what counts as evil to his eyes, as he kills are downright random, but Usagi is claimed to be the most evil to his eyes. In fact, let's see him kill your favorite childhood icons, shall we? Okay, that's enough tormenting the audience, but I think we can go over the conclusion. Usagi is one character that is cherished. He's basically like a furry version of Samurai Jack, and both Jack and Usagi are very similar, a wandering samurai who fights for the good of the people. Now, the real Netflix series about his descendant, which I have mixed opinions on, I will always go back to the journey with Miyamoto Usagi. And as always, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content.